This is Nazi Germany. All y'all are some Nazis.
When people imagine school boards and school board meetings, they're picturing a really staid and frankly very boring affair. And that's why the images and some of the video that emerged earlier in 2020 of some of these school board meetings really struck a chord. I'm Kevin Mankin. I'm a senior reporter at the 74. I wrote a story about the increase of recall attempts directed at school board members this year. This year has been a really tumultuous one for education politics that have stemmed typically back to the disruptions inflicted on schools and school districts by COVID-19. The conversation kind of turned to the difficulties faced by trans students and trans athletes in schools. Then we had a conversation about critical race theory, flipped again to mask mandates in school. The willingness this year of certain constituents to resort to a pretty rare and rarely used electoral mechanism, which is the recall. There are now, I think, something like 3 times as many recall attempts have been launched in 2021. The average for a typical year going back the last, say, 15 years. And those attempts are targeting something like 4 times the typical number of school board members. Constituents typically have to collect a ton of signatures. Those signatures have to be verified. If they're able to overcome those procedural hassles, they have to actually win in the recall election. There's only one official so far in 2021 who was removed through the full recall process. When these sort of summer soldiers are presented with really, really heady nationalized political questions, they didn't necessarily sign up to be screamed at by their neighbors and told to quit.